Hi, Miss Mary here. We are going to be talking about the Solve Inequalities and Absolute Value quiz. This is reteaching part. And then after you go through this, email me and say that you're ready to go ahead and retake that the quiz. The last day to retake it is Monday the 25th at 3 p.m. Okay? So let's go ahead and kind of go through that. All right, here is number one. So we're doing the absolute value. And so we need to remember the absolute value, our three steps is isolate, judge, split. Okay, so isolate is the absolute value isolated by itself. Is the absolute value by itself on the left hand side? That answer is yes. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and judge. We're judging this 5. Remember, we want the 5. It is a positive 5. If it is a positive 5, then we're going to go ahead and do the split. So remember, we split it. We have 2x plus 8 equals 5. And then we have 2x plus 8 equals our negative 5. And then this is an equation. We're going to go ahead and just solve it as a normal one. So we're doing PEMDAS backwards. Dear Aunt Sally. Okay, so we're looking for addition or subtraction. We see that we have an addition and add 8. So we're going to go ahead and subtract 8. So if we had the addition, that means we're going to go ahead and subtract. So we're going to subtract 8 from both sides. We have 2x equals, what is 5 minus 8? 5 minus 8 is negative 3. And then now we see that we have multiplication. 2 and x sitting next to each other is multiplication. We are going to divide. So we're going to have x equals either negative 3 over 2, negative 1 and 1/2, or negative 1.5. All of these are the same. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and do the other equation. So again, we have a plus 8. So we are going to subtract off 8. So then we have 2x equals, and then negative 13. And then 2 and x, they are multiplying. So then we are going to divide. So x equals either negative 13 over 2. Negative 13 divided by 2 is negative 6.5. Or it's negative 6 and 1/2. Again, all of these are the same thing. So we have two answers for number 1. All right, here is number 2. So again, first is to isolate. Is the absolute value isolated by itself? It is not. So notice how we have this plus 8. We have to move that first. So again, we're doing PEMDAS backwards. I see addition, so I'm going to subtract. So let's subtract 8 from both sides. We have absolute value, b plus 10, equals 3 minus 8 is negative 5. Our second step is to judge. Who are we judging? We're judging that negative 5. Remember, if our end answer at the end, who we're judging, if it's negative, our answer is no solution. We cannot take an absolute value of something and get negative 5. It doesn't work, so our answer is no solution. All right, number 3. So again, we're going to start with our isolate. Is the absolute value isolated by itself? Anything that needs to move? Yes, it's negative 5. So I see a negative, so I'm going to do the opposite, which I'm going to go ahead and add 5 to both sides. We have absolute value of 4a equals, and then 63 plus 5 is 68. Then we're judging. We're judging that 68. Is it positive or is it negative? Because it's positive, then we're going to go ahead and we're going to split. We're going to say 4a equals 68, write it exact positive 68, write it exactly how it is, or 4a equals a negative 68. Remember, 4 and a, they are multiplying, so then we are going to divide. So 68 divided by 4 is 17. A divided by a leaves 1. Again, here 4 and a are multiplying, so we are going to divide. 4 divided by 4 leaves the a by itself. Negative 68 divided by 4 is negative 17. So our answer is positive 17 and negative 17. Number 4, again, we're going to go ahead and we are isolating. Okay, so who needs to move first? So we're going to think about it as if we're solving an equation. So we're going 3 times the absolute value, and then we have minus 9. So PEMDAS backwards. We're going to start with addition or subtraction. I see that I have subtraction, so then I'm going to add 9 to both sides. We still have 3 multiplied by the 2x plus 6. 45 plus 9 is 54. Okay? And again, we're going to ask, is the absolute value isolated by itself? It is not. I have this multiplied by 3. Because I have multiplication there, we are going to divide. So we're going to say 3 divided by 3 is 1. We're going to say absolute value of 2x plus 6 equals 54 divided by 3 is 18. Now we're going to go ahead and we are going to judge. Who are we judging? We're judging the 18. That is a positive 18. Because it's a positive 18, then we are going to split. We're going to write the equation exactly how it looks. And an equation with a negative on the 18. We're going to go ahead and solve the 2x plus 6. So this one over here. We see a plus 6, so then we are going to subtract off 6 from both sides. We have 2x, 6, positive 6, negative 6, make a 0, go away. 18 minus 6 is 12. 2 and x, they are multiplying. So we are going to divide. 2 divided by 2 leaves x by itself. 12 divided by 2 is 6. Okay, now let's go ahead and let's solve the second one. Again, I see a plus 6. So then I'm going to subtract off 6 from both sides. I have 2x equals negative 18. So we'll put it in exactly how it looks. Negative 18 subtract 6. Don't add anything to it. You're going to get negative 24. 2 and x, they are multiplying. So then we are going to divide. 2 divided by 2 leaves x by itself. Negative 12 divided by 2 is, negative 24 divided by 2 is negative 12. This is our second answer. All right, number 5. So we're going to go ahead and go through these. You can kind of see which ones are the true, all right? But we'll actually kind of walk through them. So the first one, it says, when graphing inequalities, the closed circle indicates that the answer is not part of the solution set. So let's kind of think about that. If we had it where it was like x is greater than or equal to 5, this is where we would have a closed circle. So again, let's read that. X is greater than or equal to. That means 5 is actually part of the solution set. So they're saying it's not part of the solution set. That's why we didn't pick this one. Let's go ahead and do the second one. An inequality sign flips when you add a negative. So we're looking at the add a negative part. That doesn't do anything. We can add them. It doesn't really matter. Let's look at the next one. An absolute value equation can have 2 solutions. That's true. We just barely did that. We went through number 1, had 2 answers. Let's look at the next one. An inequality sign flips when you multiply by a negative on both sides of the equation. It is multiply and divide. So multiply by a negative, both sides of the equation, yes, does flip that sign. So that's why, so it's multiply and divide. Okay, moving on. The answer is infinite many solutions when the variables cancel out and you're left with a true statement. This is true. So no variables, you read it, it is true. Yes, it's infinite many solutions or all real numbers. Okay, next one. Infinite many solutions if the variable cancels out and it's left with a false statement. So a false statement, remember, it is no solution. So we don't have a variable. Okay, so let's kind of do one. So let's say 4 is greater than negative 2. Is 4 greater than negative 2? No, that is false. So then our answer would be no solution. Okay, moving on. An inequality sign flips when you divide by a negative on both sides. Yes, that's true. Multiply or divide by a negative on both sides of the equation. Yes, will flip your sign. Last one, when graphing inequality, an open circle indicates that the number is not in the solution set. That is true. So if I had it as, let's say we have x is greater than 2. X is greater than 2 has an open circle. So if it's just greater than, that means 2 is not part of that solution set. So yes, this is going to go ahead and be true. All right, let's go ahead and solve some inequalities. So we need to go ahead and look at this. What is the first thing we need to go ahead and do? We need to do the distributive property. We're going to take this -2 and multiply by n. Oh, first of all, 3. 3 has nothing. It just sits there. So we're just going to bring it down, okay? So -2 multiplied by n is -2n. And then -2 multiplied by -4 is a +8. And then we're going to have greater than -1. So our next step, as far as solving equations, we want to combine like terms on the same side. So we have a +3, and then we have a +8. So 3 plus 8 is 11. So we have -2n, +11, greater than -1. Then from here, we want to go ahead and we want to solve the equation again. We're going to do PEMDAS backwards. We see that there is a +11, and that one needs to move to the other side to be with its friend. So we are going to subtract off 11 from both sides. So we're going to have -2n, positive and negative 11s are zeros. We're going to have greater than, and then we put it in your calculator exactly how it looks. -1 minus 11. -1 minus 11 is -12. Let's keep on going. So we want to go ahead and get n by himself, -2 and n. They are multiplying by each other. So we are going to divide by -2 on both sides. -2 divided by -2 is n. -12 divided by -2 is a +6. Notice how we're dividing by -2 on both sides. But I'm going to put that in blue first. Hold on. So we have +6, right? And then notice how we are dividing by -2 on both sides. So we are going to flip our sign. So this is our answer. N is less than a +6. All right, let's go ahead and solve number 7. So I'm going to write it down on the bottom. So we have 3, 6b minus 1 greater than or equal to 18 minus 3b. So first thing, we're going to do the distributive property. We're going to multiply in our 3. 3 times 6b is 18b. 3 times -1 is -3. Greater than or equal to 18 minus 3b. We're going to move all of our variables to be on the left-hand side. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to, since we have a subtract 3b, we're going to add 3b to both sides. 18 plus 3 is 21. So we have 21b minus 3 greater than or equal to, and then we have 18. And then now we want to go ahead and put all the numbers on the right-hand side. So we have a subtract 3. So I'm going to move that subtract 3. So I'm going to add 3 to both sides. We have 21b greater than or equal to 21. And then 21 and b, they are multiplying. So then we are going to divide. 21 divided by 21 is going to leave b by himself. And then again, 21 divided by 21 is 1, and we're still going to have that greater than or equal to. So as you notice, when we put the stuff in, so it should be b, but it's x. So x is greater than or equal to, and we have 1. The graph should be a closed circle because it's greater than or equal to, and then on the dot of 1, and then because it's greater than, we're going to color to the right. All right, number 8. Number 8, we're going to go ahead and read these things, see if they're true or false, and then see if the answer should be positive or should be all real numbers or no solution. So let's go ahead and let's read them. So -6 is greater than or equal to -6. That is true. So this one is all real numbers. Okay, moving on. We have 5 is greater than 2. Well, that is also true. So our answer is all real numbers. All right, let's go ahead and read. Keep on reading it. So is 4 less than negative 2? That is false. So this one is no solution. Keep on reading. There is no shading on the number line. What's the answer for that one? No solution. Last one, the entire number line is shaded. That is all real numbers. All right, number 9. It says Mark's Canoe Rental rents canoes for $20 deposit with a $35 hour that you can canoe. You do not want to spend more than $150. So all of this is going to be less than or equal to the $150. It cannot go over it, but I can go up to it. And what's going on with that? Well, we start with the $20, and then we have that $35 per hour. So that's why our answer is this one down here. All right, last one. Charles went to a lawn mowing business in his neighborhood. He spent $100 on a new lawnmower and will be charging $15 per lawn. How many jobs will he have to complete to have at least a profit? So right now, he's already paid out the $100. So he wants to be able to make something more than that. And then we also know that he's going to be charging $15. So let's take the 100 and let's divide it by 15. Anyway, so if we take 100 divided by 15, we're going to have our answer here is 6.6 repeated, right? So he wants to have more than $100. So if I actually say, oh, it's going to be 6 lawns, let's try that. If I do 15 times 6, that is 90. Well, did he want to make 90? Does he need to have $90? No, he needs to have 100. So we need to go ahead and round this up to 7 lawns. And let's actually go ahead and try that. Do 15 times 7. That's $105. So he has to do 7 lawns to be able to go ahead and kind of make up the $100, which would agree to 105. So this is the reteaching for this quiz. I need you, after you go through this, go ahead and email me saying that you're ready to go ahead and retake the quiz, and I'll go ahead and set you up for the retake. So I hope you have a good day. Bye.